All right, I need to see the hands of the people that scored way up there high in the B category. Let me see the B's. Look, you know, it's interesting to me every time that it's pretty evenly distributed. Let's have the B's stand up because we want to honor you. Don't clap yet, because we want to do this right. Very important. Look at the Beavers. Look what they have. These are the people who literally enjoy not only writing instruction manuals, but reading those manuals. They're the ones that love that. Okay? You're looking at the people who are the accurate ones. These people are the inspectors that keep things straight. These are our health controllers. These are the people who are our bankers and our accountants. These are the people, you know one of the great things about these people here, standing here? These are the people who like quality things. They don't like to buy junk and they don't like to be involved in making junk. We have nice things in the world basically because of the people who have a lot of beaver in them. So let's give them a hand. They are special people. They put these kind of things on, right? They make this type of thing happen. Where do you think we get all these cameras and everything else? Beavers. Now, if they have too much beaver, what do? Too much beaver means that you can feel uncomfortable around them. You can feel uncomfortable in their home. I painted when I was right out of college. I painted a beaver's inside of her home, a woman, and everything was immaculate. And I accidentally knocked over the can of paint in her living room, and they don't appreciate stuff like that. An otter would say, "Ah, it's okay, we'll clean it up. You know, we'll get another rug or whatever." And but they're so serious, and when you're with them, you just feel like being extra careful. And because you don't want to be in trouble with them. And I was one time with a friend when I was in graduate school, and we were in a beaver's home. The father was the beaver, and they had a new child. He was about, I don't know, 4 or 5 months old. And so my friend was an otter, and he was just trying to have fun with it, you know, and he was sort of throwing him up, and you could see the beaver father saying, "Hey, you know, don't do that too much, okay?" Because they're real careful. And he was just throwing him up, and he slipped out of his hand. It didn't fall very far. It was carpet, and it didn't. We checked him instantly. He was okay. But this beaver father was, you know, really upset with us because it was a major thing that you would try something like that. Of course, otters never think that they're going to drop a child. But the story's not over yet. The same otter friend of mine, we both went into the bedroom where the baby was on the bed, and of course pillows along the side so it wouldn't fall out under any conditions. And he reached across the pillow, just sort of stretched over to see if he's okay. He was going to kiss him on the head, and he had a whole bunch of his books, you know, in graduate school, and they fell all over the baby. With the beaver father watching the entire thing. I mean, we were basically thrown out of the house. But see, if it had been an otter father, he'd been, "Oh, that was a scream. Does he hurt?" You know. He's okay. He'll get over it. It'll scar up. That's okay. Well, and even the beavers are having a hard time hearing this story. I realize that. You know who takes the longest taking this personality inventory? Beavers. Because they're saying, "Let's see, I could be this sometimes, but we can give them we can upset their stomach just by having you fill this out." In fact, of all of the personalities, the one who has the most stomach trouble is the beaver. Because they like to do things right. But let me tell you who they are the hardest on themselves. I mean, they have a standard. You may think that they're pointing out your mistakes often, but let me tell you who they're really pointing at the mistakes themselves. Because they are very, very alert to their own weaknesses and whether they haven't measured up to their own standards. And we see that all the time. You know, if a person has a lot of beaver in them, you can tell it because they have their socks all color coordinated in their drawer and all rolled up, and their closet is all neatly arranged. Shoes are all real neat. See, my otter closet, you know. Beavers have been known to iron their underwear. They fold their dirty clothes. See, otters are lucky if we get dirty clothes in the general area where they have to go. You see, my wife has a lot of beaver and golden retriever. It's very normal for golden retrievers to have some beaver in them. That's a normal personality makeup. And it's very normal for a lion and an otter to marry a golden retriever or beaver combination. Which means, in fact, you know what the couple that has the most marriage problems if they don't understand each other? The lion and the golden retriever. Because the reason they are attracted to each other, How many combinations do we have here, just out of curiosity? Lion, golden retriever. See the hands? The reason that's true is because the lion likes to control and express himself, and he finally has somebody who will go along with him, who will listen to him and do what they want. Because the golden retriever says, aye, sir, or aye, ma'am, and they do that. But there was a story of a group of guys and gals, singles, that were directing a camp, a summer camp, and they happened to be out on the road, and they were speaking about their camp and showing slides, and they were getting up in the morning and ready to go get in the van and take off to the next town. So a couple of the guys were checking all the rooms, especially the girls' rooms, see if everything's okay. So this one door was to a room was just a little ajar, and they walked in and they saw it, and the bed was perfectly made, and the towels were all hung evenly, and nothing had been used. You know, everything was clean, the bathtub was cleaned out and everything else. They went, oh no, she never got here last night, something's wrong. So they were concerned. So they went out, couldn't find her, she was in the van. She had a lot of beaver, and she had made the bed. She had put the towels back up. You know, you wouldn't even know. I mean, as an otter, do you think I would make a bed in a motel? Or put the towels back up so you couldn't tell? I mean, isn't it amazing, though? But see, again, if it's too much, that's the problem. My wife had a massive beaver as a receptionist and at one time, and so she was getting her phone messages late. So one time she was walking by this girl's desk, and she saw her recopying the phone messages. You could read the original ones, but the new ones were just perfect, just neat time and everything else. So it was just perfect. Well, these are the ones, actually, beavers are late a lot to things because they like to do things right, and so when they start something, they're not going to quit until they finish. And so, like, for example, if they have to clean the closet out, they'll stay up all night. And they'll be irritated with other members of the family that aren't helping them, but they don't like to do it unless it's done just right. So that's the lion, the otter, golden retriever, and beaver. Now we have different combinations of each of these, and if yours is too high and that's the thing that's, you know, irritating your mate or whatever, you can push those down or push some up and watch how it changes. Just understanding who my mate is and who my children are is such a tolerating experience, increasing that, as well as everybody feels more valuable. I now know who I am. It's okay if I didn't do absolutely great in school, because it's difficult for some otters to do well in school, because it has to be fun, because there's usually a beaver that's the teacher. And they don't like otters, usually. As students, we're always in trouble. But look at some of these to help us to understand this just a little bit better. Let's pretend that all of us were in the 5th grade, and I was the teacher, and I said to you, okay, you've got 10 minutes to make a clay soldier out of that clump of clay on your desk. Now, 10 minutes only, and I want to see how well you do. On your mark, get set, go. The lions in the class go, what a stupid idea. Because they're in charge. Okay, I'll make this soldier, but I'm going to make something else, a doll or a tank on the side, because they'll get the other thing done, because they're in charge. The otter goes, oh, great idea. And so they'll make one real funny, or they'll make it as a committee. Hey, you make the head, you make the leg. So we get other people, we're networkers, so we get other people to help us. The golden retrievers, what are they doing? The golden retriever is saying, you're doing just great. Oh, keep going. Yes, what a wonderful job. And she's pleasing, of course, or he's pleasing the teacher. And the beaver, the teacher finally says, this is the otter. The teacher says, okay, hand it in. And the beaver goes, oh, I'm not ready. Why? Because their little clay soldier has teeth, you know, bayonet, belt. An otter would never think of something like that. Take the remodeling a home. The lion remodel will say, get this thing done now. The otter says, that's close enough. The golden retriever says, oh, I wanted that wall yellow, but if you think blue's better, okay. Right? And the beaver says, oh, I know this is the 3rd time you built that wall, but it doesn't look like this picture here. You see right here? They want it just right. Let's say that I said, let's all go up to a mountain cabin, one at a time, and spend 3 months, all alone. Okay, the lion gets up there and gets bored real fast and starts remodeling the place, even though it's not his or hers. The otter gets up, they get bored real fast and starts playing games, with throwing snowballs at squirrels. Or we'll get something going that'll be fun and different and creative every day. The golden retriever type of person would be up there with a good book, fire going, you know, and relational and more quiet. The beaver, they would buy a book before they went up on the right way to stay in a mountain cabin. Because when they got home, somebody might say, "What'd you do up there?" See, they would want to know that what they did was just right.